Oh hi, welcome back to another video, and today I kind of want to carry on a little bit about He-Man. Now I've seen a few videos kind of floating around and I want to give my kind of honest opinion and my kind of thoughts on if this is true or not. Now this is alleged, this is rumors, this is not much to it, but I feel like a lot of the actors will say something, and because all these articles are hidden, you could literally probably give the entire whole spiel of what He-Man is or what's going to happen, and people wouldn't see these articles. Now, if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop, and let's have a look. Now, this is an article that was brought up in other videos, and this is from Newsweek, which the article is saying, I'm the first black character Kevin Smith universe. Well, that's what it's titled for in the thing. But it says, like, I play the first black woman in Kevin Smith's Master of the Universe revelation. And that kind of brought something up to me. But it's basically where we're talking about Andra and stuff like that. And first of all, I'll kind of address the kind of Kevin Smith universe. And I feel like this is something that he can say, this is his universe, this is his property, that's his thing. But if it's a direct sequel from the 1980s, the original He-Man type thing, wouldn't it be that person's creation, that person's universe, rather than it being Kevin Smith's? Wouldn't it be a continuation? You know, if this was set in its own universe separate from He-Man, from the original one, I would wholeheartedly be, this is actually quite cool. But the main thing here, there is a part in it which I kind of wanted to kind of give my thoughts on. I'm just trying to find it. Again, you know, Kevin Smith's Eternian Universe. Here is the thing. Not long after an audition for Masters of the Universe Revelation came up, I did the audition, but I didn't want to reach out to Kevin or anything. I really wanted my work to speak for itself. I remember at the end of the audition, I had to say the iconic I have the power line, so I pulled the lightsaber off my wall, because yes I have too, and raised it over my head as I said the line. I realized that they'd think it was super cool or go eesh. Thankfully, a couple of weeks later, I got the call saying I'd booked the role of Andra. Now, it's very interesting that a lot of people are coming out and saying this, and obviously it's a normal sort of question that when you start talking to someone, if you're doing it in person, when you start saying like, oh, hey, what did you think about this role? And they just start talking. I've seen it in interviews, I've seen it in other videos where people say this, and you know, people will just drop something and you don't really know. Now, I feel like if this comes to fruition, if this is true, and that Andra is the next champion of champion of Eternia, I feel like this would absolutely like make Kevin lose all his credibility, and I feel like in some way that it would be to the point where Kevin would, I don't think I would trust Kevin with any like old 80s like project or anything like that, because I would feel like he had to change something, or he has to go off on some sort of way. And I feel like that to me is one of the worst things that you can do. I feel like a lot of now, or in this time, if something was problematic or something was different, if it didn't fit into what our society is now, we have to change it. We saw it with Thundercats Raw when it was obviously Thundercats, and obviously that didn't work out whatsoever. And I feel like now that a lot of people just instantly just want to destroy what has come before. They always say, oh hey, we've got respect, we've got this, we've got that, but in theory I don't think they do. I think that they see something and go like, oh well, why didn't Skeletor and He-Man stab each other? Now you've seen it happen in the last episode of Revelations, episode 5, mainly before season 2 comes out, whenever it comes out. But I feel like a scene that you think or something that you want may not work with other people, and this is when you kind of do a lot of testing. You do a lot of market research and say, hey, what's going on? But I feel like if you're going to turn Andra into the next Eternian champion, I feel like you really need to kind of give a reason why to the fans, because if this was in its own universe and it was completely different, I think it would be absolutely fine. I think the storyline would be absolutely interesting and fascinating. And I also kind of feel like there is a lot more that you could tell, and it becomes your story. But when you're taking it from the original and you're taking it and changing it, doesn't become what it's meant to be, and I really don't like that. Now, a lot of people are saying like, oh, you know, He-Man fans and people talking about this, crybabies, man babies, blah, blah, blah. And the main thing I always say, and I always think is, what happens if they took your favorite thing? Because I generally didn't think that they would have taken Thundercats back then, and I didn't think that they would do this to He-Man, but yet they did. So remember this. Whatever program or franchise you loved as a kid, if someone comes along and says they're going to change it and carry it on and then they change it, you can't complain. You can't say anything whatsoever. And I feel like that is one of the worst things. You know, we want to vent our kind of frustration. We want to talk about it. That's what this whole discussion is about. But I generally kind of think in this sort of world now is that if Andra becomes the next champion, okay, but I would like to know why Kevin made this choice and why Mattel are okay. Because if He-Man steps back and it becomes just Masters of the Universe, then the whole brand of Masters of the Universe had He-Man in it. It's just a bit weird, and I don't know why, like, Kevin, you would want to change this. Now, this could be completely out of control, and it could just literally be that, you know, every single actor had to say it because, you know, Kevin and Mattel wanted to know what it would sound like, and hey, shits and giggles, that's also a thing. So I kind of feel like that could be something inside this. But for me personally, if this goes, then it'll just be interesting to see the backlash and what is said, and I'm going to do it. I quite like Andra. I think she's a good character. I generally really liked it. But I will also kind of point one thing is like they heavily queerbait in the series, and you can see, and there's apparently something that we're going to talk about much later with clothes and design of characters, which is, dear God, it's just really weird. But I kind of really want to point out something here. It's something that they say that they're close friends, or no, they're very close. So he says here, the first time I actually met Sarah Michelle Gellar, who plays a character named Teela, who is close with Andra. Now, that could be that could have been shown in many different things. Are they close friends? But the way that people have come out to say, like, you know, how the characters are designed, how the clothes are designed, how things are within the series, kind of goes down like kind of a lot more different. I kind of feel like that is something, if it's true, then I would like to have know why Kevin would have done it. And if they don't pay it off, I'm going to be very kind of like, why would you go down that road to lead fans to think a certain way and then pull the rug right under their feet to something different? But I kind of just really want to bring that up because I don't think anyone else is going to do that. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on this? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you like He-Man? Do you not? Let me know down below in the comments. If you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends. And with that, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。